Isn't it amazing?
Right.
I feel like I'm late all the time when like I start to see like the sun already kind of peeking
I know.
through.
I mean, it is great. I wish we had windows where we could actually see it, but it's fine. That's why we're able to give you visuals, right, from cameras across the town. 5:40 is the time. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. We're looking at Friday light drives out there. I know Evan mentioned that we are looking at a little bit of fog, but right now it's not impacting travel on the 5 nor the 15 up in Villa Rancho. And then here's what it looks like on the 5 in both directions right at East Street. Right side of your screen is that drive as you make your way inbound from Chula Vista headed towards National City. In fact, you can kind of see a parade of brake lights as you approach the 54, but nothing major in terms of slowing this morning. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on into the 5 and the 5, or the 805 rather, coming in from Chula Vista. 69 to 71 mile per hour speeds as you make your way in from the South Bay. Headed towards Coronado this morning, 55 mile per hour speeds, full span of the Coronado Bridge. And then here's what it looks like, steady speeds in from the East County. All right, just a heads up, another weekend freeway closure about to happen starting tonight. Caltrans says that all lanes of the 163 northbound between the 8 and the 5 will be closed from Saturday at 3 a.m. So early Saturday morning, while most of us are asleep, all the way through tomorrow afternoon. So the first half of the day. Last weekend, it was the southbound lanes. This weekend, it is the northbound end. So workers will be picking up litter, removing brush, and repairing damaged pavement. And drivers can get around the closure. You can opt for the 5 north or the 805. But just make sure that you're planning ahead because, of course, this could create a headache if you're not prepared for it. Netta?
Thank you. Morning, maybe a little cloudy, foggy out there, but otherwise not much trouble, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty accurate description. I mean, right now we're looking at steady speeds across the board. It's a really nice drive if you're making your way out of the downtown neighborhood, headed northbound towards Mission Bay. This is the 5 north coming at your screen as you head towards Old Town Avenue. This is a little more north on the 15 in both directions. This is right at Villa Rancho as you exit Escondido, headed southbound or northbound, either towards Rancho Penasquitos, Rancho Bernardo. And then this is the 5 in both directions, right side of your screen, is some of the congestion that you can now see as folks make their way toward the mile of cars. In about 7 minutes or so, we'll have a look at your drive times, and we'll also talk about a weekend closure that will be impacting major freeway this weekend. Back to you.
All right, Vanessa,
Head out the door. Some good news again if you got to get some more on time today. 57 mile per hour speeds as you make your way towards Coronado, coming in from the Barrio Logan downtown area. And then this is what it looks like as you make your way westbound, coming in from the East County. This is both out of Santee as well as La Mesa. And then this is the 5 and the 15. Coming in from Oceanside as well as Escondido, average speeds about 70, 75 miles per hour. Plenty of travel times. We're in pretty good shape. About a 10 to 15 minute ride in from the 5, the 15, as well as the 78. And if you're traveling in from the East County headed westbound this morning, you're looking at full freeway speeds for the most part, 70, 75 miles per hour. Just a reminder, they will be doing pavement work this weekend, Saturday for half of the day on the 163 northbound. Last weekend, it was on the southbound end. This weekend, it'll be the 163 north that is shut down between the 5 and the 8. And that's from 3 a.m. tomorrow early morning all the way through tomorrow afternoon. So that could cause congestion if you're making your way northbound, especially in from National City and Chula Vista on the 5. So just make sure that you're planning ahead. Of course, you can opt for the 805 or you could take the 5 north all the way up to get back onto the 8. But the 163, that's already usually a headache as you make your way towards that interchange, and that's likely going to cause additional slowing. So keep that in mind. All right, quick look at travel times coming in from the South Bay, 10 to 15 on the 5 and the 805. Full span of the Coronado Bridge under 5 minutes at last check. Netta?
All right, Vanessa, thank you.
Friday light out there. Happy Friday, by the way. 6:20 is the time. As you head out the door, you're not looking at anything major in terms of slowing nor congestion. Always happy to let our viewers know that. This is the 5 northbound drive towards the mile of cars as you make your way in from Chula Vista right at East Street, passing the 54. Let's go ahead and zoom on into the 5 and the 805 and see what we're dealing with in terms of speeds. Again, nothing significant whatsoever. In fact, we're averaging 65 steady speeds towards the city of Coronado in from Barrio Logan and downtown. Same deal coming in from Santee and La Mesa. And if you're traveling in from from Oceanside or Escondido, you're in pretty good shape. However, we are tracking a little bit of slowing as you make your way south of the 76 headed towards the 78 in between those freeways there on the 15 because of a crash. So that's causing a little bit of slowing for about a quarter of a mile. You're tapping the brakes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your drive times. We're averaging about 10 to 15 right now coming in from the North County, both on the 5 and the 15. No major issues in from the South Bay. Average travel times about 10 to 15 minutes. And then here's what it looks like coming in from the East County, anywhere between 3 to under 10 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. Eric?
All right, coming up here, the family
are happening this weekend. Congrats to all of our grads, class of 2026. This is the exit as you make your way out of college headed towards Mission Valley. And then this is the 94 right side of your screen is that drive as you make your way through Golden Hill and South Park, eventually heading into downtown San Diego. All right, let's go ahead and see what's happening on your freeways. Not much to talk about. Again, we're at steady speeds right now coming in from the South Bay. Average speeds about 60 to 70 miles per hour, both on the 5 and the 805. If you're traveling towards Coronado, really quiet drive, 50 mile per hour speeds inbound from downtown. Eric? And showcase some of the drives that we're seeing across the county. This is a 15 in both directions, southbound, inbound from Felicita as you make your way towards the 163. This is the 8 in both directions right at College, and the drive coming at your screen is westbound. So that's as you exit the College area headed towards the 15 connector. And then last but not least, here's the 94 in both directions as you make your way through Golden Hill and South Park into downtown San Diego. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the traffic maps. Notice how there's a lot of green. We're now starting to see some minor slowing on the 805. Most of the slowing occurring after the 94 as you make your way up to the 8. And then it looks like most of the slowing on the 5 in from Chula Vista is confined near the mile of cars. All right, we have a traffic alert. Crews will be picking up litter, beautifying the landscaping on the 163. If you can recall last week, they had all of the southbound lanes on the 163 shut down between the 5 and the 8 early Saturday. Now it's going to be the northbound's turn. So this is going to occur while most of us are sleeping around 3 a.m. all the way through tomorrow afternoon. So it's pretty much half of your Saturday, and that's the 163. You can opt for the 5 north or the 805 north to get around that closure, but just make sure that you're planning ahead because there's likely going to be a lot of bottlenecking through that area because everyone's going to be forced to take the 5 north. All right, back to you guys. The same breed. Never seen her that white before. Yeah, so great picture there. And I love the little bandana you had on the doggy too. All right, let's go ahead and showcase what's going on across the board here. Not much to talk about. In fact, we're at full freeway speeds for a lot of those drives. As we take a look at the traffic maps and zoom on in to the South Bay, this is the 5 as you make your way northbound. Average speeds there about 50, 53 miles per hour or so. Here's what it looks like if you're coming in from the East County headed west. This is right at College. And again, this is going to be a packed place due to all the graduations happening in the coming days. 70 mile per hour speeds headed westbound towards the 15 this morning. And then here's the 15 in both directions. That's that southbound drive as you make your way in from Escondido. All right, if you are headed to Coronado, you're going to want to pay attention. We have a 5 connector. So right as you make your way onto the bridge, that's when we're tapping the brakes. Hopefully this gets cleared quick because as we know, any activity that ever happens on the Coronado Bridge will slow things down pretty significantly. And again, right now we are seeing speeds down to about 15 miles per hour or so. So yeah, if you're headed, let's say towards the naval base or just the city of Coronado, you're going to want to leave time for travel because of that backup. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on out and see what's happening across town. We're now seeing our fair share of slowing coming in from the South Bay as you make your way north, mainly through the mile of cars. If you're coming in from the East County headed west, no major issues. Things are picking up a little bit, but we're still at steady speeds of about 70 miles per hour. Netta. Is reportedly has involved about 2 to 3 cars. It's at the old toll plaza, and it is causing a backup all the way from the 5. As we take a look at speeds, we're down to about 14 miles per hour. So hopefully crews can get this cleared quick, but if you're headed, let's say, towards the Navy base or just anywhere into Coronado, you want to leave time for travel because things are pretty slow and go that direction. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on out and see what we got going on. A lot of us are seeing green across those major freeways. We are starting to see a little bit of slowing as you make your way northbound. Most of the slowing, the brake tapping occurring after the 54 as you make your way up towards the mile of cars. And then we're tracking a nice drive coming in from the East County. This is at College on the 8 West. And then here's what it looks like in the North County on the 15, right as you make your way in from Escondido at Felicita. All right, pulling up travel times. Again, green, that's what we love to see. It's looking like Friday light out there, anywhere between 12 to nearly 20 minutes or so on the 5, the 15, as well as the 78. Here are your drive times coming in from the East County. Again, or excuse me, the South Bay. Again, we are seeing red on the Coronado Bridge due to that multiple car crash. So right now, the overall travel time, about 10 minutes, still not too bad, but this is typically about a 3-minute ride and average speeds anywhere between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Netta? Coronado, but unfortunately I don't. We saw this active crash right at the toll plaza, the old toll booths, slowing things down all the way to the 5 interchange. As we take a look at speeds, it's not too bad. It could be worse. We're down to about 10, 20 miles per hour or so, but make sure that you're planning ahead if you're headed that direction. All right, let's go ahead and give you a live look outside. We are looking at, for the most part, at Friday light to drive. Nothing major to talk about. This is the 8 in both directions as you make your way westbound out of the College area, headed towards Mission Valley, and that's that slowdown on the 94. On our freeways, we have a few things going on. A crash is continuing to cause a backup on the bridge as you head onto Coronado. This crash reportedly involved a few cars, and it was right at the toll plaza, the old toll booths, and it's still slowing things down as you make your way onto the bridge from the 5. In fact, we're down to about 10, 15 mile per hour speed, so it's not too bad. The worst would be if we saw the red color, but it is slow and go as you make your way south and westbound towards the city there. We have a stalled car that we're tracking on the right shoulder. This is in Torrey Pines on the 5 North, right at Carmel Mountain Road. And then we are seeing reports of some sort of debris scattered across the right lane, blocking the right lane, in fact, in the College area, right before you get to College Avenue, and that's on the 8 East. All right, just another reminder. We'll keep reminding you until this happens. Weekend freeway closure is going to shut the 163 North between the 5 and the 8. They are going to pick up litter and also just kind of do some minor road work on the 163 North. Not sure if you recall, a week or two ago, they had the southbound lanes closed, and now it's the northbound lanes. It's a small stretch, though, of your Saturday. It's only up until tomorrow afternoon, and then those lanes will open back up. Hopefully, they get those lanes open a little sooner, but this is going to cause slowing. If you're making your way in from, let's say, the South Bay headed north on the 5, it's likely going to be gridlocked through the curves because of the increase of traffic flow there. Something to keep in mind, especially, let's say, if you're catching a flight tomorrow morning, anytime between 3 a.m. and 12 p.m., you may run into a gridlock as you head towards Hawthorne. Netta? Completely closed to traffic between the 5 and the 8 freeway all the way through tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock. So make sure that you're planning ahead for that, especially, let's say, if you're headed towards San Diego International Airport from Chula Vista or National City and you take the 5 headed towards Hawthorne, you may encounter some bottlenecking through that pocket because of the increase of traffic flow. In the meantime, here's a look quickly out of for those drives headed out of the South Bay, about 15 to nearly 20 to get you northbound. Still pretty slow and go following an earlier crash at the old toll booth on the Coronado Bridge. Sunday football, nothing like Sunday football, but yeah.
Just wish we had a team.
I'm still a Chargers fan, but yes, I wish we had a San Diego team. 8:10 is the time. Let's go ahead and start things off with a live look outside. This is likely going to be a packed area due to all the graduations happening at San Diego State. That's a live look on the 8 right at College. And this is the 94 in both directions as you make your way inbound from the 805 as you head towards Golden Hills, South Park, eventually to downtown San Diego. We are looking at really nice speeds. In fact, it is Friday light out there. We had an earlier crash at the toll plaza on the Coronado Bridge. That has since cleared, and the slowing is starting to disappear as well. 65 to 70 mile per hour speeds on both the 52 and the 8 this morning, and no major issues. We got a little bit of fog that's popping up on our radar here. This is along the 15 as you make your way towards the 78. So it looks like it has worsened as we've gotten into the 8 o'clock hour near the Valley Center neighborhood. And we're also seeing some fog between the 76 and 78 just east of Oceanside. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that traffic alert for the weekend. We have the 163 North closed between the 5 and 8 tomorrow. all the way through 12 p.m. And that is going to cause quite the slowdown, likely on the 5 near the downtown area, just through the afternoon. It looks like all the lanes will open back up after that, hopefully. Maybe they'll do it sooner, but make sure that you're planning ahead, especially if you're headed towards the airport. Netta? Is it's on the northbound end, and as I mentioned, it could cause some slowing as you make your way southbound towards the 163 connector. But as of right now, we're at steady speeds. All good news. All right, we are still seeing really nice drives out of the South Bay. We'll be back after this. South of Miramar Way. We can't get a glimpse of any activity here, but Caltrans still states that the accident is active, blocking the right shoulder again on the northbound end right before Miramar Way. So this is just north of the 163. You may want to look out for that. All right, for the most part, we're at steady speeds across the board. Nothing to complain about. We are at average speeds coming in from the 5 as well as the 805 if you're coming in from the South Bay. Here's what it looks like as you make your way towards Coronado, 45-mile-per-hour speeds there. And then 65 to 70 mile per hour speeds on the 52 as well as the 8. Same deal coming in from Oceanside and Escondido. Just another reminder. In this 8:30 hour here, there's a weekend closure that's going to have the 163 North impacted between the 5 and the 8. So crews will have all lanes of the 163 North shut down between the 5 and the 8. This means that things are going to get clogged up on the 5 North as you head into downtown San Diego. And that lasts all the way through tomorrow afternoon, and then those lanes will open back up. But yeah, plan ahead if you're doing anything downtown or even if you're catching a flight headed towards that Hawthorne Street exit. Eric. Hi, Hector.
It's good to see you.
You're a familiar face with us here on News 8. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. All right, quiero tacos. You don't really think of burgers when you hear of quiero tacos. Talk to us really quick about the burger specialties that you guys have. You guys, okay. And then you're also a familiar face. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Barley mash. I'm a little partial to barley mash because that's where we went right after our wedding. Like I literally entered in my wedding dress in the bar.
That makes me so
All right, so it's your guys' month too.
Yes.
You guys are obviously known for your burgers. What do you guys have for us today? And what specials do you have going on, if any, this month?
We're actually doing a burger the next month after that.
Oh, wow.
And they win free
Information on, again, you think breakfast, burgers, like how do those two go together? But you guys have breakfast burgers, right?
And then we have
Is hours and